at this point, that joking prophecy of Tony being the last one alive and shooting at people seems to be becoming more and more likely. He's quickly becoming the last of the original, in his mind anyways, the last of the original 4 people, so he doesn't really know if he can trust any of the new people. So there's that. So personally, the way I see it going for Tony is that he's going to get not like paranoid to the level of Potman, he's just going to get paranoid about the fact that he has no one who he truly knows. And that's probably going to end up getting him killed in the end.
All right.
That's the way I see it going.
Brian?
Well, it kind of depends on what the group decides to do, whether, I assume the current plan is still make for Romero, get some bicycles or possibly a working car and take off, but, yeah, there's definitely a serious mortality issue that we're running into as we attempt these things. With every day, I assume the zombie plague getting bigger and bigger.
Hey, we're doing our part.
We're contributing to keeping the streets clean.
Yes, of course. Hopefully it won't continue to go so slow all the time. Like you pointed out tonight, we got through a couple hours of game and then fast-forwarded through sleeping at the end. Mm-hmm. If we actually managed to clear a place out to the point we could make some kind of shelter for a while and actually start kind of advancing faster, I would look forward to that, and then dealing with going out on supply runs or dealing with things that come to us as they happen rather than constantly just, searching every house we can within the 4 hours of session.
Right, certainly. Aaron?
Alright, well, in my experience, there tends to be one of 3 types of zombie movie. The first, where basically everyone dies at the end, maybe with 1 or 2 survivors. The second, where it gets cured or otherwise fixed. And the third, where it turns into more of a drama about the survivors, with the zombies becoming like background. And I feel like this game will end up being pretty short if it's the other 2. So what I'm hoping for is a lot more like drama with NPC survivors, conflict between other bands.
Mm-hmm.
So what you want is The Walking Dead.
Kinda. Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's what every post-apocalyptic or zombie media turns into if it lasts beyond, a certain point. But I'm looking forward to it, honestly. We're getting really used to fighting zombies, but it would be interesting to, see what a gun does to a person. Aside from that, Potman's about one more serious scare, assuming he survives this one, away from just saying, fuck it, I have stuck around trying to get you guys bicycles as long as I can. I'm riding off into sunset. Fuck y'all.
Okay. Then Chris, what do you see happening in this game going forward? What do you think is going to happen?
I see a lot of sadness when Potman probably goes, but for the most part, I see the government coming in and just stomping all over us at some point if they don't get overwhelmed.
All right. The 4th question ties into the 3rd question. It's actually something that a few of you have touched on already. We'll start with Ryan. What do you want to see in the game going forward? And not just actual in terms of content, but in regards to say play style.
Yeah, the dramatic examination of the human condition following an apocalyptic event. The Walking Dead style.
Even from someone who is completely apathetic towards humans as you, Ryan?
Well, what better outlet for a sociopath than to roleplay a person who cares?
Right. Aaron?
Yeah, it's pretty much spot on. Interesting locations, interesting factions, political dramas, wars. I want to. It's cool seeing survival against zombies, but I'd like to see it kind of developing into more. We already got a glimpse of that with the school, and I like that.
All right. Chris?
I like to concur mostly, but in the case of, I'd be pretty cool seeing some evolution of the zombies to make them even more of a threat.
Okay. You have certainly been exposed to with the sessions of not just more than the standard like zombie face that you initially saw. You've seen ones with claws. You've seen the fact that this can, whatever it is, affect animals as well, with terrifying consequences.
Birds.
God, the crows. The crows.
It's going to be Birdageddon.
Jordan.
Well,
Birdemic.
I really don't know what else I could tell you besides I would like to. I concur with everyone. Everyone said evolution in zombies, The Walking Dead style, political factions like that. What I think that might be interesting, and it sort of goes off what Chris said. I would like to see some more elements. This is already supernatural. I would like to see. I already know that all flesh must be eaten can get more supernatural than it already is. And I think that might be an interesting take on where it's going, instead of just being zombies and everything is a zombie. Some special zombies, maybe, besides like the quote-unquote clawed ones. I guess that's about what I can say, because like everything they said, I agree with.
Pretty.
Because
Well, I'm just putting this out there. We don't got a shotgun to deal with any witches anymore.
Tony will take care of the witch. He's preparing his whole life for this.
He's been ready.
I guess I could try to seduce the witch.
I seduce the witch.
Certainly,
Potman.
you could attempt to pull that charisma sort of thing.
I could probably see Potman doing it.
So you guys have just so willingly like written off Potman, huh? Eugene couldn't have possibly.
Hey, I
survived.
haven't written him off.
Potman's surviving to the
Off,
end.
exactly, but
Tony's already decided Potman's dead to him, apparently.
To be fair, like none of you had like anyone who has survived being bitten by one of these things.
No, but it's
Clawed,
such a
yes.
tiny bite. Like,
Uh-huh.
it doesn't seem like anything could actually get into that.
Cheryl
holding
had a
out
great
hope.
tiny bite too.
Yeah, but I didn't
Like
see that. I
sharing
only saw the
needles. That
after
never leads to
result.
anything bad.
I never saw it before. I only saw the after.
I know.
So to Fletch, this looks like insignificant. Who cares about it?
I'm still saying he's the zombie queen who's going to survive until the end.
Grandma MacGannigan will not let him die.
All that his genes were waiting for was the introduction of the plague so that he can actually come into his full form.
By audience,
Yeah, no, it gives him all of like the superpowers with none of the drawbacks.
by audience vote, like we did before, he's like voted back onto the island. He can't die.
He's fucking zombie man now.
It's like they pull,
He's
like,
that guy that they walk out and they leave him in the room where he says he wants to deal with himself and they don't see from him. And then like in the next season, he comes back bigger and more badass than ever.
I kind of feel like he might end up like Nick Frost in Shaun of the Dead. The whole thing.
Led around on a leash.
Exactly.
That's good, that's good. I understand this session was quite combat heavy. I knew it would involve some combat, although I was not as frightened that it would be the absolute death and ruination of everyone, despite a reckless character and a non-tactical character and,
All that melee.
I figured you guys had enough tools and resources with the church, and certainly you guys have found quite a bit. I think the church proved itself to be worth searching.
Yeah, Ryan.
How, compared to how much we spent to get those things,
Yes,
I'm not sure.
Like, the first combat wave, you guys didn't expend so much, but all of the extra attention you all ended up attracting.
Now, if we had gone down in the basement, saw that, and just busted it open, like just shoot the lock off or something, grab the guns and run, then I would say yes.
That was certainly a possibility. At any point, you guys could have said, leave it. You could have also chosen to reinforce the side entrance instead of just relying on a simple lock. You guys could have done many other things.
Yeah, we were... the problem with that was we left it open because we were all in the front, so we weren't worried about them coming in that way. But then, this is my theory, Potman went back there to light up and put himself next to that wall, so they were looking for a way in back there.
So this is all Potman's fault.
Yep.
I knew it.
But you certainly have more than enough evidence to conclude, A, they can hear, B, they know you're there through walls.
That great
C.
sword sounding better and better.
They definitely go towards the closest person they can sense.
Mm-hmm.
So we
They are
just
bad with stairs.
we built stairs everywhere.
Yes.
They also apparently, at least in some instances, are not the most cognizant in that there's this door in front of you, but there's like an open portal. I'm just gonna beat on the door.
Definitely noticed that.
Yeah.
So we need to go to New York and climb like 100 stories up. They
What if they know how to use elevators?
They will fail enough dex checks before they get to the top that we will be safe.
What if they know how to use elevators?
Then we're fucked anyway.
Oh,
I mean,
shit.
Certainly you guys could work yourselves so that you operated on the roofs of buildings. The zombie survival guide suggests this possibility.
Yeah, the zombie survival guide also has a lot of things that are wrong and could lead to death.
Yeah, nah.
Cataclysm has taught me well.
Obviously,
Grimith.
you should be using Tibetan monk weapons.
Just,
Those are the best
just
to get
clean
zombies.
cut that fucking head straight off. Oh, man.
And then we can make our pike chorus.
Alright.
Hmm.
While you all are actually gathered together and still functional as a group, is there any questions or comments that you have for each other or for me after these 4 sessions?
Yeah, Aaron, how do you feel about Potman's survival?
I feel pretty good.
Do you happen to remember the odds you were rolling potentially against, assuming no modifiers?
Oh, I was rolling like a +5.
Yeah.
He had a +3 first constitution and an extra +2 due to the small wound.
So you've,
I mean,
you've only
assuming
got
it's the standard
30%
difficulty.
chance of failing.
Yeah, but it's assuming it's the standard difficulty of 9. He stands
Yeah.
a pretty high chance of succeeding, and I don't know. Something about Potman just tells me he's gonna.
So why is he looking to abandon the group? I mean,
Because in character, he keeps getting close call after close call, and since he got that bicycle, he has had the chance to leave.
yeah,
This
but how
whole
many
time.
times have those close calls been resolved by one of the other party members helping him?
Some of them.
All of them?
His brain doesn't have to make sense here.
His thought is that he is doing all of them a favor by not having already left.
He's the moral heart of the group.
I hope you're not expecting Potman to make great leaps of logic either with his intelligence of 1. It's not like he's gonna be like, oh yeah, this totally makes sense.
What's Potman thinking right now?
Yeah, morphine.
Yes. It's pretty
Like
fun.
I said, he sounds about the same as the zombies right now.
He's at least breathing now. That's the thing.
Breathing's good.
But I will say that you folks will you will be able to sleep through the rest of the night without further incident.
All right,
Yay.
we don't need to watch.
Yeah. Something tells me we're good tonight.
I shouldn't have said that.
Don't keep a watch, yeah.
Just staring.
You'll be able to sleep through the rest of the night. ...
I would say we should have someone take watch, especially the people who got sleep.
And you folks might want to, once again, like several times, reevaluate what it is that you guys could pull from this church and take with you as you leave, since you apparently don't have any designs on staying.
It is by no means a final thing, but I kind of split everything up into backpacks in a way that kind of spreads the weight. If we're looking to fortify somewhere around this town, it might not be nice, but that school is looking pretty defensible right now because of its size.
Yeah, we had to.
And then we
There
come back and find it totally overrun.
There are actually rooms where we could stay in that would be beyond what we believe are the zombie sense range.
Well,
The only problem I see with that is a Vietnam vet with a sniper rifle.
that Vietnam vet.
Like I said, it might not be the nicest thing.
Maybe.
If push comes to shove and we intend to stay around here, that's the place to have.
My plan is still to get out of here. So does Trusty Tony regain 2 hit points for sleeping over the night?
Anyone who is missing life points would regain 2, yes.
2.
Or is it Constitution, I think? Or is it 2?
We'll have plenty of time for endurance to restore.
Yes.
Alright, I'll fix that now. I also have fuck nicotine written down as a reminder for whatever penalty it is.
There are rules for you to try to kick the habit. It's just not simple. You got to make like 10 difficult willpower checks in a row or something like that.
Well, with him not having a smoke at all, he's already into withdrawal here.
I mean, he can go like a day or 2 without, feeling it. Just a little jittery.
It's been like 5.
Adrenaline's been helping.
The question came up after last session, and I thought I'd wait until this session. Like if the day had started, like a new day, I would have said, "So, Jordan,
Where's the cigarettes? Fuck.
thought I'd bring that up on account of that being a drawback."
Both characters carrying cigarettes are back. Well, the pants of both people are back in that same house.
We have to go back to that house.
And Potman's been indulging his addiction quite extensively.
Oh yeah.
How much of that brick is left?
Fucking like I think I was considering like maybe I should start applying like a -2 penalty to like the actions he's taking. Like nah, Potman's good. He's used to seeing this his entire life. He knows how the world works.
And
He only takes a -2 if he's sober.
Well, no, but and I quite faithfully put myself so far into the gone category that you don't really need to apply a penalty.
Nah. No, I'm good. It's like, I had you guys who were up here make checks to see whether you heard, like, the door being smashed through and an individual creeping up on Eugene. Nah. Alright. Suddenly.
Yeah, the -6 and -8 kind of made sure they failed.
And Trusty Tony was like, I checked to make sure. So your back is like, you're just staring out there? Got it. Eugene, he's fucking out. He's not home.
Nope.
And I thought it was fair to assess such a massive penalty after, a few dozen rounds of various pew-pew were fired directly into your ears.
Oh, it would hurt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big deal.
Yeah, something like 30 rounds fired right next to us.
Yeah. Thankfully, this is a B-rated movie, and as such, you do not suffer permanent damage.
We've got Wolverine ears, but everything else not so much.
I feel sorry for anybody that had acute hearing.
Well, she died.
Yeah. You hear the subtle nuances of...
You no longer have acute hearing.
It's obtuse. Aha!
I mean, Tony does kind of have Wolverine healing. I mean, he did like his leg clawed the fuck up.
And then he was better.
And then he got better.
Just saying.
So you guys actually got to see that claw in action. What'd you feel about that?
Scary.
The claw.
about what I expected. Horrifying. I mean, you don't fuck with White Walkers.
I mean, they can cut through anything but Valyrian steel.
Oh, shit.
Goddamn.
Alright. Anything else?
Is the claymore made of Valyrian steel?
No.
Are
Shit.
we in?
Is it made of mithril?
No.
I know my character wouldn't know, but is it properly balanced? Like it's actually a weapon?
Yeah, it's a weapon. It's not a customary, like eye sort of catching piece. It's
He didn't order it from Amazon.
yeah.
If I cast detect magic on
You
it,
gotta ask.
You don't have access to that cantrip.
You don't have that miracle.
Yeah.
how many experience points will that cost?
I've been saving up.
I will bring this up. All characters acquire 4 experience points. I am particularly pleased by the roleplay antics that were evident. I do like to encourage those. I really liked what Eugene ended up doing. I like his pimp lean into the chair and then bouncing right back off.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Kat ended up doing several crazy antics. Fucking Trusty Tony leaping over the fucking pew. Some sort of mad dive down the stairs.
Definitely reckless.
Yeah.
We give him a boost.
That
on the way.
epitomized recklessness.
And Fletch just buzzing around like a vulture. If I don't have to use anything.
I'm not going to spend any experience points this week.
I literally started tonight the biggest combat we have had with 6 bullets. I have 4 for that gun now.
Hey, Grimith, do you think that Potman has shot enough rounds off to get firearms pistols 1?
Sure.
Cool.
Sure, you should be spending those points, Potman. You might need those to burn for not dying.
How many
You
do I
can
have
burn
to spend
experience points to
gain
not
edge?
die?
No, you can't.
Oh,
How much does a
Jordan
point
is
of
so-
edge cost?
Wait. Let me take that back. Can I invest 6 points in the not die skill?
Dude, hard to kill.
I'm picking
You
up
can
pistols.
buy hard to kill.
again.
Well, let me see here. If you were willing to burn all single experience point, well, let's see here. We need a good value for this. If you were willing to burn, how many experience points do you have? 6?
7. You just give us 4.
Oh man.
So all right. We'll say this. If you were willing to burn 6 experience points, I would be willing to give you a reroll with the same modifiers on that difficulty, on that constitution test. But you'd have to take the second roll, so if you actually succeeded on it and you end up failing the second one...
This is some let's make a deal bullshit.
Jesus Christ.
Do you want the box that you're currently holding, or what might be behind this door?
The thing is, the gambler in me is saying to go for it.
The mystery box. I love it.
And we'll say, since this question was pitched for me, that it can end up being like a 6 experience points for the first attempt, and then if your character somehow survives, it'd be 12 experience points for another shot. But these would be permanently removed. Like, say, if you got, extra characters in the future, you would be shorted out those experience points.
And would I roll secret so I still don't know?
You would roll secret, so you still wouldn't know whether that paid off.
Stick with your roll, man.
So close.
Statistically, you have the same chance of making it. So if you already made it, you're only risking losing it now.
But it's a joke character anyway.
It's too cute.
But how much humor is there in it? What if you passed this one and you fail next time, or you failed this one and you pass? You'll never know. Grimith isn't going to
Well,
tell
sure
you.
I will. If I lose, this character's dead in 2 days in
Okay,
game.
let's say you failed it and you fail it again. You wouldn't know that you screwed up a good roll.
If you
You
really
gain
wanted to
nothing
know,
from
he
this.
could always crack open the videos and stare at find the exact timestamp where he made the roll.
Yeah,
You
but
could
what
see it
fun is
for yourself.
that?
Right.
You could confirm, did I fuck myself over? Did I succeed and then fail?
Now that you've brought this up, somebody's gonna go look, and that segment of
totally
video is gonna be black or something. Voice
like
only.
censor the entire chat.
The entire thing becomes scrambled like some bad movie where the spy went in and killed the video camera.
Oh, that implies I would actually do video editing.
Just to fuck with us? I believe you might.
Yeah, I'll just throw that out there. Sure, I've been sufficiently persuaded. I'll offer a devil's bargain, a Faustian deal.
Fuck it, let's do this.
Are you sure?
Oh, Aaron, I can't believe you've fallen for this ploy. He wouldn't be offering it unless you passed.
Or would he?
Boom. It's done.
Yes, it is.
I do have a question though.
What's up?
I doubt this is gonna happen, and it's gonna sound like bargaining because it is bargaining. Is it possible that I'd only have to pay 5 or less than the 6 to pick up a great sword? For
No.
understanding sword. Okay,
Nope.
got it. Well, then it's more mathematically efficient to just put another point into hand weapons.
Sure is. I'm just going with the rules
And
described to me.
I understand.
Aaron, we'll find out the consequences of your actions next week.
I just got Potman killed, didn't I?
So beautiful.
I didn't think I'd be making that, but and now keep in mind it's like all of Aaron's characters in the future will be short those 6 experience points.
True story. Hey, Grimith.
So I'm spending 4 in hand weapon back.
What's up, Ryan?
I realize it's significant, but I'm looking for some sort of... Fuck, why am I even asking? Looking for some sort of quantitative value.
Oh.
Compared to justifying a skill increase, how much justification is needed for a quality increase?
What do you have in mind?
Nothing at the moment. I'm just curious because I have enough points I can start planning towards things.
I would certainly say a lot more. Like, we would need to see at least weeks of something going way, or perhaps something kicking in, like, roleplay-wise. Need to see
Okay,
extensive
so
roleplay and weeks of
About
something,
what I was expecting.
you know, some sort of descriptive thing of how this came about, because these are not just longer things you're born with. They're now things you have to hone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could train yourself to have fast reaction time, but it would have
I'm
to
not worried
be...
about those so much.
It was an example, was the first one which came to mind.
I can see over the course of everything we're dealing with, eventually Nerves of Steel might be a possibility.
Yeah, certainly. You become, like, jaded, like a nerd to what you're seeing.
Especially as long as I keep not getting completely fucked over by fear checks.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm afraid of everything, I couldn't justify Nerves of Steel.
Right. Similarly, drawbacks could eventually be removed as well, but it would need to show concerted effort. Like, there's rules already described for how to remove addictions.
Yeah, there's a lot of mental problem rules, not rules, but like statements of how it would go down to do that.
Mhm.
Yeah, especially for the mental disorder ones. But I don't think I have anything I'm really looking to buy off. I mean, there's one of them that I think I might be forced to eventually buy off depending on how it plays out, but otherwise, I'm okay with what I have.
But the system for that, I suppose, would be like how like Shadowrun 4th Edition ends up
Mhm.
working.
And you know exactly which one I'm referring to.
Yeah. Maybe. Cool. Alright,
So
yeah.
I couldn't justify increasing riding horses, could I? I'm getting that fucking horse. And we are going to make dryer door barding for it.
And the horse is gonna somehow have nerves of steel.
Yes.
Okay. I'd like the specially trained horse. So yeah, 4 experience points for everyone. Is there anything else which comes to mind that you'd like to ask myself or each other?
I'd like to ask if I've been doing okay, like in the RP.
Has Chris been doing okay?
I'd say yeah. I mean,
I
Your character
definitely
hasn't
feel
been in
like
the-
you could be role playing more.
Well, let's be fair. That character has not been with the group very long.
That's
The
true.
major chance he has had to play her, he just suffered losing a character he built himself that he liked. And during this, where was the chance for it?
Oh, there was
That's
a little
true.
bit.
It's I don't know.
I think based on Cheryl, you have been doing fine.
Okay. I've got to work a little more on Kat's background.
Because
I had a
we
busy
just
week.
we haven't had much of a chance to do
Yeah,
serious role play
you're
with the new
right.
character.
My first thought was, well, I've hardly seen the character do anything, and then I thought, well, in the session since she's been introduced, I've hardly seen anyone do anything on the shoot.
Yeah, and she came in late in the last session, so I mean, I don't think it's fair to judge it based on Cat yet.